Hi everyone, Uncle Fester here. Thought I'd just come on today, Sunday the 6th of September. Thought I'd just come on and share a few things that have been happening over the last 24 hours, which I've been drawn to. As many of you know, I spoke in a demonstration actually in Nottingham over 3 weeks ago, which was put together for actually to demonstrate to the government and try and get the government to listen to the message we were trying to convey about the injustice against our veterans and the protection of our children. So yesterday there was a protest. There was actually quite a few protests going on yesterday. I want to do this video firstly to share some footage that I'm seeing, and it's actually distressing, the footage I've seen, especially because one of the individuals who was brutally manhandled by the police was somebody I've met, and he's got a heart of gold, and he wears his heart on his sleeve. But the brutality that was enforced upon him is very questionable, which I want to question. And the second demonstration I want to focus on is Sheffield, and the brutality there, that how police officers on the ground actually have ignored the plight of a woman. So I'm going to show some distressing videos. If you are not interested, I'd ask you to switch off now, okay? Because it is brutal what I'm going to show you. And the reason I'm showing you is because in Nottingham, the liaison police officers we were working with were a bit stunned how the police changed the tactics on the ground and started kettling us in and using tactics which was provoking and alienating and discriminating the veterans at the time. At the time as well, there was other protests going on in Nottingham where people were calling us far right. And look, a lot of veterans are not far right or far left. A lot of veterans don't even know what that means, and I've got a political point of view, really. We just want people to be treated fairly with respect, like we would like to show to others, So what I saw yesterday was, yes, I was not there yesterday because I had work commitments, and otherwise I would have been there, and I would have been standing shoulder to shoulder with the gentleman they know as the little veteran, which is absolutely got a heart of gold. And this is what I've been seeing. So, the antagonization, the provocation, and I'm just going to show, the emotions are running wild on either side. And yeah, I don't disagree. We shouldn't be actually challenging the police and swearing and, really going at them, because they're just following orders. And I've seen some of the footage, and you can see some of the police are not happy to be there. All right. However, there is other provoking things there, and we're going to go through them. So bear with me, and I'm going to take you through a few things. All right. Firstly, I'm going to share with you a statement which was released by the superintendent. I'm going to bring it up on the screen so you can all see it. All right. And what was said. The Kent Police Chief Superintendent, all right, Neil Brooks, issued a statement. As you can see, Kent Police issued full statement on planned Dover protests, promising significant presence. This was actually posted a few days before the actual protest. And as you can see, Chief Superintendent Nigel Brooks As a force, it is our responsibility to facilitate peaceful protests. However, we will not tolerate violence and disorder. Anyone planning to visit Dover with the intention of committing offences should be aware they are not welcome here, and that we will seek to prosecute anyone who breaks the law. We always urge organisers to work with us beforehand to ensure their actions are not undermined by anyone who may seek to attend such an event simply as an excuse to commit acts of violence and disorder. Whilst we respect the rights to protest peacefully, our aim will be to balance the right with the rights of other people in the town. Okay, look, I want to look at this statement, because this statement I've marked in red. You know, we will not tolerate violence or disorder. What I'm led to believe, there was no violence and disorder at the beginning. The police turned up with their riot gear on, as will be shown in the videos. They had their helmets, batons strapped to their side. They had their boot protectors on, and they had all their protective clothing on. So the questions have got to be asked. Well, why did we go in heavy-handed straight from the start? You know, the statement you've read contradicts intention of committing offences. It seems that you already made your mind up that the offences were going to be committed, so you went in heavy-handed. So, Nigel Brooks, I'm going to ask you, you know, what was your plan there? Because you've contradicted everything you've said in your actual statement. You know, it's right to protest peacefully. In Nottingham, we protested peacefully. However, the police were provoking us at all stages, all right, and actually drumming us into areas. We had children behind us. As I said, I weren't there yesterday, but after seeing the actions in Nottingham, and they weren't dressed in riot gear. They weren't dressed as they were in Dover yesterday. So, you know, the questions have got to be asked, because straight away you're actually going in with emotions. You're getting everybody's emotions going. You know, everybody's working on fear, anger, frustration. So what was your agenda? That's the question I'm going to ask you. The statement was unbelievably the statement is contradictory. I'm going to show you the videos now, and the video really which I'm going to show you is, okay, hands up. The little veteran may have, before the footage, I don't know what was going on. However, when in the footage you're going to see the little veteran was talking to two ladies with his back to the police line. All right, and what you will see is how the police targeted him and went straight for him. And what you got to bear in mind, the individuals who snatched him and went into snatch were twice his size. One police officer was twice his size, but there was two to three of them. I'm going to show you the footage. I want you to make up your own mind on this. As you saw that video, the police went towards him. The little veteran was talking away with two ladies, and all of a sudden, police, who fairly large-sized police with a bit of a beast about them, you know, actually grabbed him, and he was like a bit of a cartoon character. The way they pulled him back, and that, I'm going to show you the footage again so you can actually see when he gets pulled back. You can see they've targeted him. You can see they've gone for him. Little veteran was one of the main speakers there. Okay, so they will see him as an organizer, and they would have targeted him because the government have said anybody over 30 they will fine up to £10,000. So probably they went for him as the organizer because he was one of the main speakers. I'm going to show you once again. I want you to see it from them. Watch the police walking in, and now it looks like a cartoon scene. It's unbelievable. As you saw by the footage, they were still actually manhandling him on the ground, 2 or 3 officers. I'm going to show you footage from behind so you can see, how they were kneeing him and how they were treating him on the ground. And it's just despicable. It's three officers. 2 officers originally grabbed him. 3 officers were in there, tacked a snatch, and the way they've treated him, it's horrendous. Did we need to have that amount of violence for a man who had his back turned to you? Did we need to have that type of force put up on a man who had his back talking to 2 ladies? Here's the footage from behind. As you saw from that, you didn't get much of what was going on, but the police officers had him, and they already had his hands behind his back. All right, and was there any need for that? Really, it makes me ask: can we actually protest can we do peaceful protests today? Because it seems the police are provoking it. The enforcement authorities at the time are enforcing it, and bringing the disturbance. The next footage I'm going to show you is actually the size. Now, when you see this, I want you to look at the little veteran. The little veteran's got bruises all over his head. All right, he's been released from custody, and he's done a video this morning. And yes, he's all good. He's chirpy. I hope to catch up with him myself in the next couple of days to make sure he's all right. All right. He's banned from going into, I believe it's the area of Kent or down that way. But the video I'm going to show you now will show you the size. So you can see the size of the individuals. You can see the bruising, and he's complaining today of injuries, internal injuries, from where, the bruise, he's probably bruising of his body, the way they treated him and manhandled him. But I'm going to show you the footage now. So that's a fellow brother, veteran, who served in the British forces. And as you can see, he's no mountain of a man like myself, or somebody else. He's very, very small. I'm very obese. So I would understand if they went for me in that way. But it's absolutely... it's terrible. Why 2 mountain of a men who are double his body weight, all right, just acted so brutal. So, you know, I know everybody's got opinions on what happened and we can assume what happened, all right? But whatever happened, there was no need for that type of thuggery comes to my mind. It was just unnecessary in my eyes, all right? Earlier on in the day, I've seen videos of the little veteran trying to calm people down because people were getting emotional. And having been on demonstrations and seen how police can provoke people and how the emotions run wild from both sides, you know, it does happen. But just the actions yesterday could have been much worse, and that demonstration could have turned much nastier. All right, but the police were prepared. They had horses in riot equipment. They had police officers, riot vans, all kitted out in riot gear. So that tells me Chief Superintendent Nigel Brooks, your brief must have been to go in hard. The MPs need to wake up, because this is no way we should be. And the next bit of footage I'm going to show you is not even related to the protest in Dover. It's another protest which went on in Sheffield. Okay. And the next footage I'm going to show you is very distressing. It actually had me in tears because it was so wrong. When you watch this footage, I'm going to warn you now, the next bit of footage is very distressing. And before I show you this footage, I'm actually going to share with you I'm going to share with you a message I got from, or somebody sent me, so you can see the actual message. And the gentleman, I've been told, is okay at the moment. He's still in a bad way, but I'm gonna show you this now. So the message I got was: peaceful protest in Sheffield today almost ended in tragedy. However, the gentleman in the video, he's still in ICU after police brutalated this guy. He almost died. All right, this is the last 3 minutes of the video, as the other bit is very disturbing. I am seeing the other bit. I'm only seeing this bit. And as I said, I weren't there. I'm just sharing with you footage I'm seeing, which questions need to be asked, because the actions of people who were supposed to protect and serve, they didn't protect and serve. All right. Note the police officer with a beard and no mask doesn't care that the man turned blue collapsed and his heart stopped. Don't praise the police for helping to save him. They only did that fearing for their job if he died. All right, that's the message I got. And yeah, I changed some of the wording in there, all right, because I still believe in a bit of respect, all right. I like to pay people the respect that I would like to receive myself. So I'm going to show you this footage, and I'm telling you now, the footage is very distressful, all right, to watch. And it's actually saddening. So on that note, I'm going to show you the footage, and yeah, I'm warning you. I'm warning you now, if you don't want to be distressed, then please turn away, because it is distressful.
That's what I was trying to stay with. This man isn't okay. This man isn't okay. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. This man isn't okay. He needs medical attention, I think. Excuse me, sir. Police officer, this man isn't okay. He's not okay. Are you going to do anything?
I think I've got it on my video, but I don't know if they were.
Are you okay? It's not okay! Oh my god! Oh my god! This man is back down! Please help her! Help! Call 911! Get on your phone! Call 911! Call the ambulance! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! This man isn't okay! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Phone an ambulance! Have you phoned an ambulance? Make room for the man! Make room for the man! Oh my god, he's going blue! He's going blue! Hello? He's going blue! Oh, we need a doctor! They've got an ambulance coming! They've got an ambulance coming! He's going blue! He's dying! He's dying!
What about recovery position?
Get him in the recovery position! Get him in the recovery position! For fuck's sake! Get him in the recovery position! Oh my god! He's fucking dying! Oh my god! He's dying! He's dying! He's dying! He's dying! He's dying!
Where's it in?
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Come on, brother.
Come on, baby! Oh my god!
As you can see from that video footage, it's I'm stuck for words. I'm stuck for words because two police officers, there was a woman who was in a distraught state. She was fearful because she could see something happening. The one police officer just blatantly ignored her. The other police officer then with a mask tapped him on the hand, and they just walked away. And the woman was distraught. All right. I just watched I've watched that footage over and over, and I know today we're going to have people saying there was a woman leaned in, said something to him, and then all of a sudden he collapsed. All right, you can have your opinions, and if they didn't go into the CPR, then I would ask the questions of what did the woman say to him before he went and fell to the ground. But once you start CPR on somebody, then you're shattering ribs to do CPR properly. All right. Look, and it's evident by the police officer who looked at his vital signs. CPR is something you don't take lightly on somebody, and it's an horrible call to make once you've got to make that and go into CPR. So I want to speak out to the MPs, the ministry, the members of Parliament. Members of Parliament, you come on, you've got to stand up. You've got to say something, because these protests people have got messages, and they're all different messages, and you seem to be alienating everybody. You seem to be discriminating and you're dividing the country. When are you actually going to sit up and see what's going on in our country, in the United Kingdom, and how the people are becoming divided? We have police officers. I'm talking out for police officers, veterans, and blue light services who are suffering from their mental health through a system, the CMS, that is adding to their struggles in life. But it makes me ask the question today, when is everybody going to stand together, shoulder to shoulder, and say we need change? When are the police officers going to actually all come together? Because this is just dividing and ripping sections of our communities together and apart. We need to come together. All right. I know there's police officers. I know there's veterans in the police force and the blue services. Look, and I know you've got to follow your orders, what the paymaster tells you. But it's wrong to ignore what's actually going on. And we need to stand shoulder to shoulder. The footage I've just shown you. Let it sink in. All right? You can have your opinions. We can assume what happened. But what we saw with a man being given CPR and the way they brutally attacked the little veteran is wrong. It's just wrong. And I'm offering anybody from the seniority set level of the police force or representatives to come online and talk to me and do a one-to-one with me. You know, MPs, come out and do a one-to-one with me, because we lose in touch with society and we need somebody to talk out. So please, that's all I'm going to share today. All right, I'm not going to share anything else because I'm a bit disheartened. I'm really disheartened to be showing these video footages of which are unnecessary, really unnecessary, and it hurts me. All right, but if I didn't do it, who would? All right, it's just wrong. It's brutal what we watched, and it's wrong. And if you can stand there and tell me it's not wrong, then come on and have a debate with me, because I tell you now, there's no need to snatch somebody from behind. We've done that in the past. All right, veterans were trained for that, and they were probably veterans who snatched him. All right, and they were following orders. So whoever give them orders, look, the chief superintendent, you need to be looking at who's giving these orders and where they're coming from, because it's all wrong. And then for police officers to ignore the calls for help and administrate CPR, the guy who administered that for CPR, it will stay with him. All right, he won't just ignore it. Mentally, that's a trauma which will stay with him. All right, so our police officers shouldn't be put in situations like this. So the powers to be, come on and talk to us, because it's got to stop. Enough is enough. That's all I got to say. I love you all. Have a great day. All right, I'm going to go out and have a nice steak dinner today. So, go and do something. But please, start standing together. We all got the same messages we're trying to portray to the government. Enough is enough. We all need to come together. Thank you all. Love you. And take care.